And just like that, the WWE sucks again. It's just like WrestleMania. Holy fuck, it only took 51 episodes and we're right back to where we fucking started. Welcome back to the Wrestling Rant. As you can probably tell, Raw fucking sucked tonight. It just ended. It's August 26, 2013. The show was in Phoenix, Arizona. I am going to breeze through this as fast as I possibly can because I'm about to put my fist through a fucking wall at this horse shit. This is going to be the third show in a row that ends the exact same fucking way. And I'm going to apologize right off the bat if I start to curse way more than usual. You know, I think I've already said at some point that if you can't handle the cursing, you need to piss off. But, you know, it's probably going to be a lot tonight. So I'm going to apologize right off the bat. This show was awful. The show starts with the Shield standing at the bottom of the ramp by the ring. Guarding, once again, they've been relegated to fucking security guys. Triple H comes out to the King of Kings music. Apparently he's going to be using that as his big heel theme now that he's a piece of shit heel. He comes out and he talks, and who gives a fuck what he says? He's boring as fuck, and he always has been. They show the clip of the SummerSlam match, Bryan winning the damn title from, or no. They don't really show him. Who gives a fuck? They recap what happened at SummerSlam. Bryan won, gets screwed over by Triple H. He doesn't even get RKO'd by Bryan. He just gets pinned, and Randy's the new fucking champion. Then they show the clip of last week, which was, the Shield beating Bryan up, and then letting him in the ring so he could get RKO'd by Randy. Then we go back to Triple H talking some more, and he introduces Randy. Randy comes out, and Triple H says he's got a gift for Randy. He got him a Cadillac Escalade, a nice big SUV, and it's black, and it's nice, and it's... who gives a shit? Anytime somebody wheels out a car, just about, unless it's Del Rio's entrance... Anytime somebody gets given a car or something, you know it's going to get torn up, right? That's what always happens. And yeah, this happens tonight. Moving right along. After that, Bryan comes out. He thanks the fans and he thanks John Cena. And then Triple H patronizes him some more. And Triple H also says that later tonight we're going to give Bryan an opportunity. He's going to get to go one-on-one with Seth Rollins of the Shield. But not only that, if he can win, he gets to take on Ambrose also. And if he can beat Ambrose, he gets to take on Reigns. So it's a gauntlet match, Bryan versus the Shield. That's the end of that segment. Another long-ass, boring Triple H promo. Big Nose needs to shut the fuck up. He's not very good at talking, and he never has been. They recap the fight between Punk and Axel from last week, and we know that they're going to have a match later on tonight. They happen to say that we're going to do some more of our stupid WWE app fan voting bullshit. The stipulation for the match. The choices are... should Heyman be banned from ringside? Should Heyman be the referee for the match? Or should it be if Punk wins, Heyman has to fight Punk? Guess which one wins. But we'll get to that later. After they show that, they cut to commercial. When they come back, they say that RVD and Del Rio is going to happen later on. Cody Rhodes is in the ring, and Damian Sandow is on commentary. Fandango comes out. And we get a recap of last week. Miz being leg dropped during his match by Fandango. Whatever the fuck. Rhodes versus Fandango. The match starts. It's really short because we get a shit finish. The match is going, and all of a sudden, Johnny's music starts playing again. And even he's confused, like, what the fuck? Out comes the Miz... in another pair of Johnny's pants, the really colorful pants and his colorful vest. So Miz stole some of Johnny's ring gear. Miz comes out with Rosa Mendez, by the way, and they're dancing up on the stage. This is enough of a distraction. Cody gets a roll-up on Fandango and gets the win. Shit match is shit. Johnny's not happy about that. He attacks Cody from behind. Miz comes running, or no. Sandow jumps out of the commentary. He attacks Cody, because Cody was going to continue beating on Johnny for some reason. So Sandow comes in, and then the Miz comes in. Big fight. Okay, Brad Maddox comes out, and he says, "Alright, tag team match, players." They cut to commercial. When they come back, the match has already started. It's Sandow and Fandango versus Miz and Rhodes, and Rosa is down there for Miz. So, I don't know what the hell. I don't think Rosa's going to be with Miz permanently now. I really doubt that. What ends up happening is after Fandango takes a beating for a while, he tags out to Sandow, and then him and Summer decide to bail. Miz tries to soften Sandow up for the figure four. He's working the leg, but he can't get it. But after some countering, he hits the skull-crushing finale on Sandow and gets the win. Whoop-de-shit. Back up on the stage, there's Johnny and Summer still, and he says, "It's Fandango," and his music plays. I don't get this gimmick. He loses, but he says, "Oh, it's still my name, so fuck you, I still get my music." Can he please just ditch this stupid dancer crap and just go back to being Johnny Curtis? This gimmick is getting really old. And Summer Rae, aside from being a dancer and looking pretty, she's worthless. Fuck off already with this shit. Moving on. They show the choices for the app voting, the stupid Punk and Axel match. Nobody gives a fuck. Commercial break. When they come back from the commercial break, they show that promo thing for the Los Matadors. And this isn't the last time we see it. We cut backstage to Josh Matthews, who's interviewing Christian. Christian says something, who gives a shit? Randy comes up, still don't give a shit. There's tension, woo, they have a match later on, nobody cares. Fuck off. During the commercial break, apparently, there was an interview with Renee Young, and she interviewed Punk, and the commentators decide to segue into this shit. And Punk talks about he wants Heyman, whatever the hell. And then they cut to Heyman backstage in the locker room with Axel, and they're talking back and forth about the possibility of Punk getting to kick the shit out of Heyman tonight. And Axel says, "Don't worry, Paul, I got this, whatever the fuck." No, you don't got this, Axel, you little twerp. You're a shit skid. You're nothing compared to your father. You don't deserve to hold the Intercontinental title. You don't even deserve to hold a job in the WWE. You suck. They show the app voting choices again, and then they cut to another commercial. When we come back, Axel is already in the ring, so he gets jobber entranced. Punk comes out. Heyman's on the stage. He didn't come out with Axel. The voting results, Lawler has to announce the voting results. Guess what won? Option C, which was if Punk wins, he gets to fight Heyman. Heyman shits himself, obviously. So we start the match, Axel and Punk. It's actually a decent match. The only notable spots, though, early in the match, Punk decides to run up the ramp to go after Heyman, but Axel stops him. After that, they cut to a commercial. There was some other shit, but Punk hits the GTS on Axel, and he gets the win. So Punk's gonna fight Heyman, right? Heyman tries to leave. Referees come out, and they pull him back, and they stop him. He starts going down the ramp, and Punk comes up after him. Heyman tries to run away again, and this time security drags Heyman kicking and screaming back to the ring. And Punk grabs him, throws him into the ring. And he's got Heyman in the corner. He's getting ready to hammer on him. And Axel comes from out of nowhere and low blows Punk. A beatdown begins, obviously. And then all of a sudden, Heyman pulls a pair of handcuffs out of his pocket. gives him to Axel, and Axel handcuffs Punk's hands behind his back. Wow, this is lame. This segment dragged on for so goddamn long. The crowd was, again, really quiet because this is just horrible. Nobody came out to help Punk, even though this is atrocious. But anyways, Punk's handcuffed. Heyman slaps him, but then Punk manages to jump up off of his knees, and he roundhouse kicks Axel in the head and lays him out for a minute, and then he kicks Heyman in the legs and tries to get him. Axel comes from behind with a chair and jabs it into Punk's back. He gets Punk down, then he goes out of the ring and gets a kendo stick. He gets back in the ring, and he gives it to Heyman, and he lets Heyman wail on Punk. Axel holds him up against the ropes, and Heyman whacks him against the chest and the stomach with the damn thing, all the while screaming at him, "I loved you, and I fathered you." All these ridiculous things. They go out of the ring. Punk gets slammed against the announcer table. And then Heyman whacks Punk some more with the stick, which has already been torn to shreds, by the way. The crowd starts chanting "Walrus." Finally, the referees come out to stop it, and Heyman and Axel finally leave. They cut to commercial break. When they come back from the commercial, they recap what just happened. Justin Roberts, the ring announcer, announces for this match our special ring announcer, JoJo. Yes, the girl who sang the national anthem at SummerSlam. She did a fairly good job. She's ring announcing here, and she's terrible at it. So apparently she's okay at singing, but she's terrible at ring announcing. And I'm guessing the only purpose this served was to make sure everybody from that Total Divas show was in the ring because of what happens after the match. But anyways, JoJo announces Natalya. She comes out with the Funkadactyls. And then Brie comes out with Nikki and Eva Marie. We get a rematch from SummerSlam, Natalya versus Brie, and it's just as awful as it was then. There was a blown spot. The stupid Bella blew a spot. What happened was Natalya was down on all fours. The Bella comes running up, tries to jump off of Natalya's back, and I think what the spot was supposed to be, she jumps off her back and then turns and stomps on her head. But she completely missed the stomp to Natalya's head, and she ends up stomping on empty canvas. And I just had to laugh because it was just so damn funny. Natalya gets the sharpshooter locked in, but there's some distraction bullshit going on. Of course, Nikki and Eva, the Bella is able to get out of it. Big fight breaks out between the other chicks on the outside of the ring, and I think Brie was able to hit the X Factor, the stupid face buster that the Bellas do. She hits the X Factor on Natalya, and she gets the win with it. And then AJ's music hits, and out she comes. And this is why all the stupid chicks from the stupid Total Divas thing needed to be in the ring. Because AJ comes out, cuts a promo comparable to CM Punk's pipe bomb from a while ago. She basically buries every girl in the ring, the entire Divas division. You know, it was great. I can't remember everything she said. Just basically saying that she buried the Total Divas show too. Like she said, she saw this current episode, and the Bellas were dealing with their stupid daddy issues and all this dumb horse shit, and the Funkadactyls broke up and then got back together, which was stupid. Like, who the fuck cares? Even if this Total Divas show is getting good ratings, it still sucks. There's a lot of shows on TV that get good ratings despite sucking ass. But she just buries the stupid show, all of the divas. Caitlyn was the only one who wasn't there aside from Alicia Fox, but nobody fucking cares about Alicia Fox. She buries all of them, and the only thing that sucked about this promo was they kept cutting back to the Bellas and Eva Marie at ringside, trying to make fun of AJ for just skipping and all this horse shit. And I'm like, you don't have any room to talk. Okay? AJ even goes over this. You know, AJ had to work hard to get where she is. She didn't just suck up to people like the Bellas did. And by sucking up, she means sucking cock. A lot of the girls in the Divas locker room do nothing but suck cock to keep their jobs. That is almost a certainty, because most of them are shit in the ring. I'm tired of being nice about this crap, and I'm really pissed off after the end of this show. So I'm sorry if I sound really bitter, but I'm tired of watching this show week after week and wasting my goddamn time when I could be doing something else. I'm sick of the show going downhill, and I'm sick of being shit on by this crappy show. Moving on. Recap from last week, Ricardo and RVD coming out to go fight Del Rio, whatever the fuck. They show RVD and Ricardo backstage, and apparently we're going to have a match up next. Commercial break. They recap 3 weeks ago when Ricardo got his ass beat by Del Rio. Ricardo comes out and introduces RVD, and RVD comes out, and then Del Rio comes out. We got us a match. The match was not so great. There's a commercial break, and after the commercial break, the commentators say that we got word from Brad Maddox that if RVD wins this match, he gets a title shot against Del Rio at Night of Champions. Ricardo ends up jumping on the commentary table to distract Del Rio. This enables RVD to do that stupid rolling leg roll-up pin thing that he does, and he gets the win with it. So RVD wins and now gets a title shot against Del Rio at Night of Champions. Which, future booking, by the way, I'm almost certain this is going to happen. RVD will most likely win this match, only to be a transitional champion because Damian Sandow will cash in and he will become World Heavyweight Champion. I am almost certain this is going to happen. The bad booking is just so blatant at this point. Moving on. They recap Cena talking from last week, saying that he had to leave for surgery and all this bullshit, and then introducing Bryan and whatever the fuck. They also hype up the gauntlet match that's going to be later on, and they cut to a commercial. When they come back, Josh Matthews is backstage again, and he introduces his guest at this time, Ryback. Do I even need to say what happens? Matthews gets bullied. Ryback grabs him by the face and slams him up against the set and knocks him down, and this is awful. They recap Punk, Heyman, and Axel, the segment from earlier. And then they cut backstage to Heyman and Axel apparently leaving the building. Renee Young comes up and starts asking them about, what happened and whatever. Heyman talks and Axel talks, and who gives a shit? Commercial break. When we come back, Christian's in the ring, and then Randy comes out. It's time for their match. The only notes on this is we've seen this shit too many fucking times. This match happened so many times, like last year. It's really getting old. But the only notable things from this match, Christian gets dumped to the outside, and back in the ring, Randy strikes his pose, and he's basically doing it mockingly. There's a commercial break. And the finish of the match is Randy has to poke Christian in the eye to set up the RKO. He pokes him in the eye, he hits the RKO, and he gets the win. But after the match, Randy's still in the ring. Daniel Bryan's up on the Titantron. And you can see that he's pretty much out in the parking area of the arena, and he's standing in front of the Escalade. I can't remember exactly what he says, but he asks Randy a question. I think it was, am I going to be the next WWE champion? He moves aside to show the hood of the Escalade with the word yes painted on it. He goes, yes! And then he starts going around the side of the Escalade. It's got the word yes painted all over it in bright orange spray paint all over the side, all over the back, all over the other side. Yes, yes. Like I said, the damn car was only brought in so it could get fucked up. This is so overplayed and overdone. Bad booking all over the place. And this is where I had to notice Michael Cole with another one of his stupid fucking lines. He says, I can't remember exactly how he says it, but it's a really horrible pun. I think he says he turned that Escalade into a Yescalade. One of the worst puns I've ever seen. I wanted to choke Michael Cole to death. That guy has been way too bad on commentary for way too long. We need a completely new commentary team. Did I mention that? I think I already did. They cut to commercial anyways. Backstage, when they come back from commercial, we're out with the Yescalade. I can't even believe I just used that. Triple H is there, and so is Brad Maddox and Randy Orton, and they're pouting over the car. Triple H wants Maddox to go back to the locker room and tell all the superstars and divas. They're going to go out to the stage for Bryan's gauntlet match later. They're going to stand on the stage and watch. And if they interfere in the match, they'll get fired. So it's just like the other week. I'll get to this in a minute. After that, the primetime players come out, and then the Real Americans come out, and Coulter runs his fucking mouth. Nobody gives a shit. It's going to be Titus O'Neil versus Jack Swagger. The match is shit. I don't even remember how it finished, but Titus won. Whoop-de-doo, don't give a fuck. Moving on. They show pics of the Ring of Fire match from SummerSlam, and they say that the Wyatts are going to have a promo up next, and I got the privilege, once again in air quotes, I had the privilege of watching this same promo on WWE.com earlier today. But anyways, they cut the commercial. When they come back, the Wyatts promo. This promo is basically just Bray talking about this woman known as Sister Abigail. And by the way, I knew this before, but I forgot the name. Sister Abigail is the name of Wyatt's finishing move. That spinning, what's it called? The spinning mic check. He calls it Sister Abigail. Shit promo anyways. We recap the opening segment, the car, Bryan spray painting yes all over it and all that shit, whatever the fuck. We cut back to the GM's office with Maddox, who is talking with the doctor. And the doctor is saying that he won't accept medical treatment, yada yada, whatever. I'm like, who the hell are you talking about? Up comes Punk. And Maddox is like, oh, there you are. You need to take medical treatment from the doc. And I'm like, okay. But Punk says, no, I don't need that. The only thing you can do for me right now is give me a match with Paul Heyman. I want Heyman. And so instead of just giving him a match straight up with Heyman, Maddox decides to give Punk a match with Heyman, Night of Champions, but it's going to be Punk versus Axel and Heyman in a handicap elimination match. Boy, I can't wait to see that on pay-per-view. Anyways, they cut out to the stage where the roster is coming out. It's time for the gauntlet match. They cut to a commercial. And on the way back from the commercial, they play the Los Matadores promo thing again. It's Primo and Epico. We know who it is, and it's not going to matter because you're probably still not going to push him anyways. So what was the point in giving him a new gimmick? An incredibly racist, stereotypical gimmick. Why? Anyways, when we get back from the commercial, Bryan comes out. The Shield music hits, and out come the three of them. And as they're coming out, the commentators say that Renee Young is up on the stage with some of the superstars trying to get a word with them. She tries to talk to Show and see if he'll say anything. He doesn't. They're just basically showing that everybody is scared of this new regime. But she talks to Show, he says nothing. She asks Ziggler, he says nothing. She turns to Miz and says, Miz, you're one of the most outspoken superstars. Do you have anything to say? And Miz says, well, I do have something to say. But he doesn't really say anything. He just stops, because he's afraid too. Back at the ring, Bryan and Rollins, they put on a good match because, they're awesome like that. The only notable spots, however, Rollins ends up out on the outside of the ring over by the commentary table. Bryan comes running, suicide dive, nails Rollins, and Rollins goes flying over the damn commentary table. Shortly after that, they cut to a commercial break. Back in the thing, there's a big super German suplex spot off the top rope. And then after that, Bryan comes charging with the big super knee to the face. He hits it. The camera misses the spot, by the way. But Bryan hits it and gets the win on Rollins. Ambrose immediately jumps in the ring and starts attacking Bryan. Bryan and Ambrose match starts up and immediately goes to a DQ. Bryan gets the yes lock locked in. And before Ambrose can tap out, Reigns comes in and breaks it up, so there's a DQ. The three of them start beating down Bryan. Reigns spears the fuck out of Bryan. And then Triple H's music hits and he comes out. And he walks through the crowd of superstars, and he's turning around, looking at them, seeing if they're going to do anything. He turns back to the Shield guys, and he gives them the little nod like he did last week. The Shield guys pick up Bryan, they hit the triple power bomb on him. And then Randy's music hits, and out he comes. After standing on the fucking stage for a minute, again just trying to goad the people, the superstars, into doing anything, he goes to the ring. The Shield guys pick Bryan back up and they hold him there. Randy grabs a hold of Bryan's head, and then he jumps and hits the RKO on him. Randy leaves the ring, goes back up to the stage, and he's holding up the title belt, and Triple H again is goading the roster. Him and Randy leave, and they show the Shield in the ring, and the show ends. Let me tell you why I'm pissed off about this. Realistically, if you want to threaten an entire group of people with their jobs, specifically, and not only that, but the fact of the matter is this same thing happened a while ago. The entire fucking roster walked out on Triple H before that whole vote of no confidence thing. This was before WrestleMania, so it was before I started doing the Wrestling Rant. But yeah, most longtime fans should remember that. They walked out on your sorry ass once before, Triple H. What makes you think they wouldn't do it again? If the entire roster left, you wouldn't have a show. You would have yourself, Randy Orton, and that's pretty much it. Maybe a couple of the heels like Ryback would stay, but Ryback is a piece of shit anyways. You're not going to be able to put on a show with Ryback and Randy Orton. Keep threatening them. Realistically, they could walk out on you and you'd be stone cold fucked. Not only that, but the Big Show was supposed to have an ironclad contract. I guess they completely forgot about that because Triple H tried to goad him into doing anything. He's looking at him. Big Show doesn't even want to look at him. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't want to get my eye poked out by Triple H's giant fucking schnoz. Quick message to the writing team of the WWE. You guys suck. Go fuck yourselves. And extend that one to Stephanie too. She's the worst of the worst. You guys have a terrible storyline going on right now. And I don't know if I want to keep watching it. 3 shows in a row now. Last week's Raw and SmackDown, and now this week's Raw, all end with Bryan getting RKO'd and laid the fuck out. It already sucks, and I'm already tired of this storyline. End it soon, or you're going to lose a lot of viewers. And Triple H, during his opening promo, I forgot to mention this, but he mentioned something about the ratings. Oh, did you see the ratings last week? They were through the roof. Check this week's ratings, asshole. I bet you anything they'll be in the fucking toilet. And you keep this bullshit up, they're going to go even lower. Until they're down to TNA levels. TNA just had like a 0.8 something for their last episode of Impact, which is like the worst one they've had all year. Keep up this crap and Raw will get the same ratings. Nobody wants to see Bryan lose like this. That's it for the fucking show. I'm out.